Dorian Barney, four-star CB from Georgia commits to Michigan football. Dorian Barney's commit to Michigan, a game-changer for the Wolverines. Michigan lands top 2026 CB Dorian Barney. Why he chose the Wolverines. Breaking, Michigan lands for star CB Dorian Barney, former Alabama commit. Dorian Barney, four-star CB from Georgia commits to Michigan football. Imagine the excitement of fireworks on the 4th of July, but for Michigan football fans, the thrill continued well into the next week. The holiday may have ended, but the Wolverines had a surprise in store that kept the celebration going. Dorian Barney, a standout four-star defensive back from Carrollton High School in Georgia, made a significant decision that sent waves through the college football recruiting world. On Saturday, July 5, Barney officially committed to joining the Michigan football program, adding another high-caliber recruit to their roster. This comes just days after the Wolverines missed out on securing a pledge from four-star safety Donovan Webb, making Barney's commitment all the more crucial. But here's where it gets controversial. While some fans might see this as a consolation prize, others argue that Barney's skills and potential could be exactly what the Wolverines need to bolster their defense. What do you think? Is Barney the missing piece Michigan needs, or is there more to the story? Barney announced his commitment via a live stream on YouTube, where he shared his decision with the world. According to 247 Sports composite rankings, Barney is rated the number 14 cornerback in the nation, the number 19 player in all of Georgia, and the number 148 player overall. This ranking highlights his impressive talent and the fierce competition he faced. Defensive back coach Lamar Morgan played a pivotal role in securing Barney's commitment, convincing him to choose Michigan over finalists like Georgia Tech, Penn State, Mississippi, and Texas A&M. Barney's journey to Michigan was not a straightforward one. He took official visits to all 5 schools since the weekend of May 16, giving each program a fair chance to impress him. However, it was Michigan's final push during the weekend of June 20 that ultimately won him over. Barney shared his experience on social media, posting pictures from his visit, including some with Coach Sharon Moore at midfield. And this is the part most people miss. These personal touches and interactions can often make a significant difference in a recruit's decision. Barney is not just a football star, he is also a dual-sport athlete with a background in basketball and is part of the 2026 Polynesian Bowl roster. His versatility and athleticism make him a valuable addition to the Wolverines' defense. With Barney's commitment, Michigan now has 2 defensive backs in the class of 2026, joining Webb. However, there was a recent twist when four-star corner Brody Jennings from Jacksonville, Florida, reportedly flipped his commitment from Michigan to Miami. This move adds another layer of intrigue to the recruiting landscape. As of now, the Wolverines have secured 20 commits in the class of 2026, with their commit group ranking number 9 nationally and 3rd in the Big Ten before Barney's addition. The future looks bright for Michigan football, but only time will tell how these recruits will shape the team's success. Tony Garcia, the Michigan Wolverines beat writer for the Detroit Free Press, provides in-depth coverage and insights into the team's developments. For more information, you can reach out to him at apgarcia@freepress.com or follow him on X at @realtonygarcia. So, what's your take on Dorian Barney's commitment? Do you think he will make a significant impact on the Wolverines' defense, or are there other factors at play? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let's discuss. Dorian Barney's commit to Michigan, a game-changer for the Wolverines. **** In the high-stakes world of college football recruiting, landing one player can change the entire trajectory of a program, and Michigan may have just secured its defensive anchor for years to come. ***. The recent commitment of Dorian Barney, a highly touted four-star defensive back, is sending ripples of excitement through the Wolverine fanbase. But what does this single decision truly mean for the team? Let's break down the immediate and long-term impact of this significant recruiting victory. First, for those new to the recruiting game, a 4-star rating isn't just a fancy label. It signifies a player who has been evaluated by multiple scouting services and is considered among the top high school prospects in the nation. These are athletes with the raw physical tools, like exceptional speed, agility, and size, and the on-field instincts to have a chance at becoming stars at the collegiate level and potentially even in the NFL. By securing Barney, Michigan isn't just adding another player to the roster, they are investing in elite potential. As a defensive back, Barney's future role will be to patrol the secondary, tasked with shutting down opposing wide receivers, breaking up passes, and creating game-changing turnovers. Michigan has a proud tradition of producing top-tier defensive backs, and Barney's commitment signals a continuation of that legacy. He brings a modern skill set that coaches covet, the length to challenge bigger receivers and the fluidity to stick with smaller, quicker ones. And this is the part most people miss: Barney's commitment has a powerful domino effect. It serves as a beacon to other top recruits, showcasing that Michigan, under its current leadership, remains a premier destination for elite talent. When a player of Barney's caliber chooses a school, other top prospects take notice. It builds momentum on the recruiting trail, potentially influencing the decisions of other uncommitted players who want to be part of a winning culture and play alongside the best. But here's where the conversation gets a little more complex, and frankly, a bit controversial. While celebrating this win is essential, some might argue that placing too much emphasis on a single high school player is a risky game. The pressure on a teenager with a 4-star label is immense. Will he develop as projected? Can he adapt to the speed and complexity of the Big Ten? History is filled with highly rated recruits who didn't pan out, just as it's filled with overlooked 2-stars who became legends. The real work, for both Barney and the coaching staff, is just beginning. Ultimately, securing Dorian Barney is an undeniable triumph for Michigan. It addresses a key positional need with a player who possesses an incredibly high ceiling. It energizes the fanbase and sends a clear message to rivals on the recruiting trail. Now, we want to turn the question over to you. Do you believe Dorian Barney is the type of foundational piece that keeps a defense at a championship level? Or is the hype surrounding high school rankings often overblown? Let us know your honest take in the comments below. We're eager to hear whether you think this is a game changer or just another step in a long process. Michigan lands top 2026 CB Dorian Barney. Why he chose the Wolverines? Hold on to your hats, college football fans, because Michigan just landed a game-changing commitment from top 247 cornerback Dorian Barney, and this is the part most people miss: he chose the Wolverines over nearly 50 other scholarship offers. But here's where it gets controversial. With Michigan's recent recruiting surge, some are asking if this 2026 class could be one of the program's best ever. Let's dive in. Standing at 6'1" and weighing 180 pounds, Barney, a standout from Carrollton, Georgia, is ranked as the number 148 overall player and number 14 cornerback in the 2026 247 Sports Composite. His recruitment was a marathon, with official visits to Michigan, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Georgia Tech, and Penn State. Ultimately, it was Michigan defensive backs coach Lamar Morgan who sealed the deal, showcasing the program's commitment to elite defensive talent. What tipped the scales for Barney? It wasn't just Michigan's on-field success, though that played a huge role. In a recent interview with the Michigan Insider Barney highlighted the program's defensive legacy. History: every year Michigan had a good defense. They always had a good defense. They are always gonna have a good defense, no matter the coach, no matter the scheme. That's just who Michigan is. But he didn't stop there. Barney also praised the program's ability to develop players both on and off the field, saying, "Even if you don't make it to the next level, they develop you into a man." Here's the bold part. Some critics argue that Michigan's recruiting success is unsustainable, but with Barney now in the fold alongside 4-star safety Andre Clark, the Wolverines' 2026 class is shaping up to be a top 10 national contender. Since May 19, Michigan has added over a dozen commitments, transforming what was once a modest class into a powerhouse. For context, check out their full list of 2026 commitments here. https://2for7sports.com/college/season/2026-football/commits. But let's pause for a moment. Is Michigan's recruiting momentum a flash in the pan, or are they building something truly special? And what does this mean for the Big Ten landscape? Sound off in the comments, we want to hear your take. Breaking: Michigan lands for star CB Dorian Barney, former Alabama commit. Michigan's football program just got a huge boost when Dorian Barney, a top-tier 2026 four-star cornerback from Carrollton High in Georgia, chose the Wolverines over other highly competitive schools like Penn State, Georgia Tech, and Texas A&M. But here's where it gets interesting. Barney was originally committed to Alabama before backing out in November 2024. This move underscores the dynamic nature of college football recruiting. Standing at 6 feet 1 inch and weighing 180 pounds, Barney is one of the most sought-after prospects in this recruitment cycle, having received 50 scholarship offers. According to the 247 Sports Composite rankings, he's listed as the number 148 player overall and number 14 cornerback, making him a valuable addition to Michigan's defensive lineup. The announcement came during a special event called Victor's Weekend on June 20, which Michigan used to host several high-profile recruits. In the weeks leading up to this, the Wolverines had already secured 11 commitments, showcasing their growing strength in the recruiting battle. Barney is their second cornerback pledge this cycle, following Brody Jennings, who surprisingly switched his commitment from Michigan to Miami on the same day. Interestingly, Barney is one of only 10 players ranked among the top 200 prospects in the nation. With this new commitment, Michigan now boasts the 7th best recruiting class in the country. However, this success comes with its challenges. Just days prior, Michigan had lost another top 50 prospect, Calvin Russell, to Syracuse, highlighting the competitive landscape of college football. This strategic signing by Michigan demonstrates the team's ability to adapt and secure talented players even when faced with setbacks. It also raises some questions about the stability of commitments in such a high-stakes environment. What do you think? Will Michigan's recent string of successes continue to pay off in the long run? Share your thoughts in the comments.